Hi, Victor here with Programmatic Academy. We are discussing strategies, otherwise known as tactics. And this is lesson 3, and we are going to be setting up our strategy details. Okay, now let's review. In course 2, lesson 1, we saw the structure of a campaign. At the top, you have the advertiser, next, you have the campaign, and then following that, you have the different tactics, okay? Prospecting, a whitelist, retargeting. So we recently created the advertiser on the platform. We set up the campaign details, and now we're going to cover the strategies, okay? This is at the bottom of the 3 tactics in the chart. And I would say probably the most important part, because this is where the rubber meets the road. So let's review budgets. For the total campaign, we have 25,000. I like to call it an audience plan because remember, the goal and focus of Programmatic is to target audiences and not specific media. So instead of calling it a media plan, like a lot of people still do, I like to call it an audience plan. Okay. So this is our breakdown. We have 3 different contexts or contextual channels we're going to target, and then we have our retargeting. This is very simple, very broad, basic. It could get a lot more detailed and a lot bigger, but for our purposes, this is suffice, I would say. All right, let's create the strategy in the platform. And remember, strategy is called a line item in other platforms, but essentially it is the tactic of a campaign. We click on Add Strategy. We get met with the Details tab. We put in, this one is, since it is the strategy, we want to leave it inactive until we ensure that everything is ready to go. Okay, we don't want it running with any mistakes or when we're not ready to actually start it. So for peace of mind, I would leave it as inactive for now. Strategy name essentially is, let's say since we're running one contextual channel per strategy in order to see which one performs best, we will copy and the name of a contextual channel and put it here, which is the one we're targeting. We are running display, so we pick our format here, display. And then for audience strategy type, since this is a prospecting strategy, we want to leave it as audience targeting. If it were retargeting, we would select retargeting. Okay, and then supply type, RTB and private marketplace. 99% of the time, we're going to select this. I have never in my career used the exchange data feed option, so just ignore that and select this. Okay, the flight dates, the end date or the start date and end date. Select that. Make sure everything is in line with the time zone. This start date, if you don't want it to be different, it will automatically inherit it from the campaign level. Okay. Now, some other details. Enable optimization. Sure, why not? Leave it on. The budget for this strategy is 6,000. The goal type, remember, this is a prospecting strategy, so we want to reach people. And therefore, our goal type is CPM reach with our bid price of $3 for media only. That's the maximum we're going to bid for our prospect. Okay. Now, the frequency cap, we're going to let the platform select the optimal frequency, or you can put in a customized frequency. Typical frequency, if you're doing custom, is usually for prospecting probably 3 per day. So we can select, the type, and then say, per day, 3 times per user, etc. But we'll leave it as platform optimized. And then daily pacing, 6,000 for a month campaign comes out to 200 per day. and it's best to, when doing programmatic, it's best to pace by budget rather than by impression, because if your campaign is doing well, you don't want to be limited by impression, um, and therefore, have that limited. So always try and pace by budget. All right, this one was quick and short, and that's because the strategy part I've broken down into different lessons because there's a lot of info and I didn't want to put too much in one video. This is the quiz for this short lesson. Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions below. Thank you.